Y'all, this palette is your friend that takes you out for shots. This is a friend that dares you to wear that really crazy dress. This is the friend that wants to party. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we have a requested review, and we are going to be talking about the Violet Voss Flamingo palette. I honestly wasn't originally intending to purchase this one. I did buy the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette, which was kind of in that family of really summery, colorful palettes. Give Me Glow Cosmetics has one that I'm also kind of eyeing now, but is out of stock. And after the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette kind of bombed, I will leave the video down below, my review, if you want to see that. I was like, I really need a summer palette that's going to work well for me, and someone requested that I review this, so here we are. This palette is going to run you $45, which for the amount of shades you get in here, I think is a really good price point. It is a limited edition. I know I am trying to own and review less limited edition stuff. You are getting 20 shades, and the whole weight is 36 grams or 1.26 ounces. First up, let's talk about this packaging. I am absolutely in love. We are being very thematic right now. You just have this beautiful ombre with the pink and the mint and the yellow and the two cute little freaking flamingos. It was just so, it makes me want to sit down and just like sip a strawberry daiquiri and just soak up the sun. And one thing that I also liked, I have only ever owned one other Violet Voss palette, and that was before they revamped their like entire whole packaging and everything like that, and that was the Drenched or Heavy Metals, some kind of palette. I didn't enjoy it. The packaging felt cheap. The quality of the shadows didn't impress me. But this is so like thick and sturdy, and it feels weighted. It opens up like a book. You got the, oh, I hate folding back the palettes. And you open it up and you got the shades here. I really appreciate the matte to shimmer ratio. You are getting 9 mattes, 9 shimmers, and 11 mattes. And something else I really love about this palette, it is very much a true colorful palette. The only, I don't want to say neutral, but the only like normal color is like this black right here, and then maybe this kind of reddy browny orange shade going on here. But the bulk of the palette are these bright, beautiful, fun, punchy colors. We've got yellow, red, orange, pink, purple, blue. Everything we could possibly want. It is what I'm wearing on my peepers today, but let's just get into swatching and then talking about the palette. Like I always bring you guys up a little bit closer so you can count my pores. We are gonna, oh my goodness, I want to bend it back, but I don't want to bend it back. We're gonna figure this out somehow. We're gonna start with this shade Flamingos right here, which is just a beautiful like red going on here. We're just gonna do it like that. It's this like beautiful tomato, like blood orange color. It's just so beautiful. Then we're gonna do this shade Donut. And I love the thematic, the names, the everything. It just all goes together very well. Just, oh, so pretty. Then we have got Flip Flops right here and Bikini right here. The shimmers are so like, oh, it's such a hard formula to describe. They feel almost like wet, creamy, like color pop maybe going on. They're powder, but they just feel so nice. Then we have Oceanfront right here. I always forget which ones I'm going on. Tidal Wave right here. And Beach Ball here, which is just, I mean, those ones are just stunning. Hopefully y'all can see okay here. And just going on, I live for this one. We have that one right there. All right, moving on, we have got, no, that was Bikini. Watermelon, which nothing says summer to me quite like watermelon. I love watermelon. Then we have Lemonade right here. and pineapple, which every time I look at it, I want to call it pineapple just because I'm weird and awkward like that. So here we go. We have that one, and this one, and this one. Woo! Now, I did have someone comment on my last review, my Jeffree Star Thirsty palette review, that they didn't like the way I swatched. They said I was like not swatching it heavy enough. So obviously if you're not using a lot of, you're not like digging your finger in there, you ain't gonna get a lot of pigment. Then we have Popsicle right here, and then Sunbathe, and Surf, which is, this is really unique shade. Like at first I thought it was just gonna be like a silver, but it's like a silvery, icy, green, blue, bleen shade going on. So we have that one right there. Running out of space. And then this one, and then this one. We may have to move to the next arm. Moving on to this arm just so y'all can see better. Switching it up over here, changing my direction. Next we have Coral, which is what I started out with on this look, and Island. And then maybe I lied. This one definitely is the most like neutral. It's just like a nice shedding. A nice setting set shade. I just cannot talk today. But that one is called Sand. It's just a nice pink base. Go here, and then here, and here. And that Island shade, if you can see, it is a little bit going on the chunkiness, but rub it out, and it's kind of nice. Also, if you hear my cat screaming, it's because my husband went out to smoke, and whenever he goes out to smoke, it's like the world ends, and she has to stand at the door and, Daddy, Daddy. All right, folks, last row, we have got Seashell, which is that, again, it feels like a cream or just, I don't know. And then Pinwheel, and then Sandals, and last but not least, Sunnies, which is honestly one of the smoothest blacks I have ever felt in my life. Here we go to going on here. See, that one is just like this iridescent, glittery top coat going on. And here, and then that black. Ooh! Oh my God, Cocoa Bean, he's not dead. So here we have the swatches wonderfulness going down here like this. I apologize if my swatches aren't good enough, but I'll work with what I have got. There we have swatches. Alright guys, with swatches out of the way, let's talk about how I feel about this palette. And I am just gonna jump off and just say right away, if you couldn't tell about my enthusiasm whilst I was talking, I absolutely love this palette. As I said before, I had only ever really experienced one Violet Voss palette, which was pretty ding-dang underwhelming, and I just kind of took a chance on this. Someone asked me to review it. My girl, Spooky Lips and Fat Hips, was just like, yes, it is amazing, and I was like, okay, we'll try it. We will do it. And I was horrendously and pleasantly surprised by just the overall quality of this palette. Like, looking at it, you can say, I look at it and I'm like, yes, the colors are amazing, but the colors can be amazing in a palette, but if they don't work, they're just kind of eh. I was very impressed with the mattes. They were very pigmented and they blended beautifully. Like, it was seriously some of the most effortless blending I have ever done with a matte before. These shimmers, you don't need any sort of setting spray to really get that kind of like super foiled whatever. They're kind of like the shimmers in the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance and the Soft Glam, which are kind of like my end-all be-all shimmer formula. And one thing I absolutely love about this palette, the colors aside, I mean, you're looking at it and I'm like, yes, yes, all kinds of colors, but I love how the color stories are done. For example, you have this like beautiful minty green shade. You're like, okay, you've got that. Then you have this like darker, deeper green to just kind of deepen it up. And then you have the shimmer to go with it. You just have like a beautiful eye look right there. And I just dug my nail into that shade. You just have a beautiful like ombre effect. Same with this like yellow to orange and this pink to purpley. It's just very user friendly, and I think a little less like say the Urban Decay electric palette or even the Sephora editorial palette, where you're just presented with so many stinking colors. You're like, okay, what's actually going to go together? Whereas this one, they're bright, they're vivid, they're beautiful, but they're very cohesive and they're presented in a very wearable way, which I really appreciate in a palette. And I was just horrendously impressed by this. I will say, out of all the shimmers, this one, Seashell right here, the kind of light pink, it was the most kind of like, yeah, it could kind of be like a eyeshadow topper, or you need to do setting spray with it compared to the other ones, but I guess you don't need high metallic whatever all the time. I feel like this palette is honestly what the Jeffree Star Thirsty palette should have been and could have been, and what the Natasha Denona Tropics palette should have been and could have been, because you have like the Natasha Denona Tropics palette, you have this like bright blue, green, whatever, the beautiful purple, but unlike that palette that was kind of gave you a couple really fun colors, and then you had 2 rows of the same shades we've been seeing over and over and over again, this palette cuts out that middleman and just presents you the fun, summery, amazing, just tropical vibes. It is a limited edition, and I've been trying to do and review and purchase a less limited edition, but this is a limited edition product that I can honestly stand behind for the quality and the color selection. If you are looking to invest in a bright, colorful palette that's kind of going to break you out of your neutral zone, but without being Urban Decay electric palette, I highly, highly recommend this. I was super impressed with the quality. I love the packaging and the color selection. I know I'm going to be reaching for this a crap ton. Well, there we have that review, guys. Definitely let me know what you think about the palette. If you've purchased it, you like it, you don't. If you're not planning on purchasing it, and why. I love hearing your guys' opinions about products that I talk about, so we can have our cute little discussions down below in our little burp squad. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you, and as always, keep it real. Mwah!